Hello and welcome to this online lecture about identifying acids based on the formulas that you see. We're going to be going over 3 different types of acids in this little lecture, and after we're done here you should be able to look at a formula and know if it's an acid or not. So let's get into it. We're going to start with the simplest type of acid. They're called binary acids. You don't necessarily need to remember binary acid. As long as you can identify them, you're okay. So binary acid is basically hydrogen with some other non-metal element. It's very often a halogen, which are the elements in group 17. So that'd be fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. But it can be other things sometimes, like sulfur. So basically, anytime you see hydrogen on the front of a nonmetal, then that should be a huge hint to you that what you're looking at is an acid. So an example would be HCl, that's hydrochloric acid. HF is hydrofluoric acid. H2S is hydrogen sulfuric acid, and that's just a few examples. So you don't need to necessarily know the names of these things, but what you need to be able to do is look at a formula like HCl and say, yep, that is an acid. I know for a fact that that is an acid. So that's the first kind of pattern you're looking for, is hydrogen with some nonmetal. And those are called binary acids. The second one that we're going to look at, a little bit more complicated, they're called oxy acids. So an oxy acid, again, is hydrogen plus something, but it's plus a polyatomic ion that has oxygen in it. So you have your table of polyatomic ions. Basically, any of them that have oxygen in them, if you slap a hydrogen on the front of it, you're going to get what's called an oxy acid. So NO3 is the polyatomic ion nitrate. So HNO3 is nitric acid. SO4 is the polyatomic ion sulfate. H2SO4 is the acid sulfuric acid. So that's the second type. The third and final type that you have to be able to recognize are what are called the carboxylic acids. Carboxylic. And the huge clue for the carboxylic acid is that it has the group COOH in it. That's the key. COOH. So a really common one called acetic acid. This is what's in vinegar that gives it its nice sour taste. That really vinegary smell and stuff is CH3COOH. So because it has the COOH in it, that should be a little bell to you. Hey, that's an acid. So I affectionately call these the coo acids. Coo. Another one that actually ants make to deter predators is called formic acid. And formic acid is actually just HCOOH. But again, it's got COOH in it, so you should know right off the bat, hey, that's an acid. So there we go. Now, you'll notice something that all of these 3 acids have in common. They all have somewhere stuck on them an H. And that's really important. The H is what makes these things acids, because when you drop them in some water, the H will pop off and make protons in the water, and that's basically what makes all of these things acids. So there you go. That's how you can identify 3 different types of acids. Binary, it's going to be hydrogen with a nonmetal. Oxy acids will be hydrogen stuck on the front of a polyatomic ion that has oxygen in it. And carboxylic acid is going to always have COOH. If you see any of those three things, you can say with confidence that the formula that you're looking at is an acid. Thanks for watching this online lecture, and as always, if you have any questions, feel free to ask in class.